You know, we have a lot of expressions in the English language.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
What are we talking about?
Where'd that come from?
Most all of us use them every day.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means.
You know, we just say them as if they really made sense.
I mean, how silly is that?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
What the is he talking about?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 2's GOAT Phrase Bracket. Yeah. What's good, y'all? What's good? You know what it is. You know who it is. It's a me, Mario, and welcome to Appraise the Phrase, Origins of Everyday Expressions, GOAT Phrase Season 2 Tournament Series. I'm good. Ooh, that was trademarked. I said it. I didn't mean to, bro. Keep your people off me. But I am doing well. Doing well.
I was just about to say, oh yeah, he'll be getting it later in the mail. So.
My God, 20. How you feel, bro?
What's going on? I can't even say it now.
Yeah. In the trenches. We in the trenches, man. We are in the trenches. So let's nah, man. What else going on with you before I don't want to skedaddle us too fast. What else going on with you?
No. We could definitely do that. No, I just it was a big weekend for my son. He turned 4, so I had a big thing for him.
That's what's
Other
up.
than that, man, just doing art basel and stuff like that.
Just doing a little art basel, just doing a little collecting, just doing a little Basquiat, just doing a little Humbly. I hear you, Hove. I hear you, dog. All right, man, let's get into it. Last week we had number 10, the pen is mightier than the sword, against number 7, drawing a blank. Let's find out who won that matchup. Yeah, with 80% of the votes, man, the pen is mightier than the sword came out the victor. I'm a little bit surprised here, man. So I'm curious to see what you think. I'm a little bit surprised. I thought that the softness, the jokiness, the relative access to drawing a blank would make people rock with it, but actually, astoundingly, like the strength and the truth of pen is mightier than the sword won out 80% of the votes, dog. Where you at with it, 20?
I don't know if I said this, but I think yeah, man, I thought it had a little bit more of an edge because the pen is mightier than the sword is a little more common too as well. I think the comfort that people have with it, with saying it, even though I think it was Turbo that said that it might not be. It might have a certain age limit to it, but still, it's a lot of people that say it. So I think that's what it was.
Yeah. It's like it's heavy, but it's too spread. It's too spread to have lost. So 10 might be low at this point because the way it got responded to, just how I was looking at the voting, the way it got responded to, man, it might be one of the favorites, one of the juggernauts going into the rest of the tourney. I don't think nobody picked it. Let me load that up and see if anybody picked that as a champ, potential champ. Because we all chose 3. All the Expression Appraise team chose 3.
Which was?
We chose 3 phrases that we thought was going to be champs, and I want to see if anybody chose a pen is mightier than a sword. Number 10. Did anybody choose that? Nope. None of us chose that as a potential champ. So we'll see. But it came out swinging. All right, man, let's get into this week's round 2. We heavy into round 2. So let's get into the matchup for this week. Now, this one, man, big for me. I love this matchup. I'm actually sad a little bit that this matchup is happening so early in round 2. We got number 9, Blessing in Disguise versus number 8, Hindsight Is 2020. These two, for me, these are like two of my like points of conflict. You know what I'm saying? Like in living everyday life, these are my 2 points of conflict. I'm like, why would you pit these two together? How did it fall to where these two, the first time we see them in the tournament, because they got that first round bye, that they go head to head against each other? It's probably poetic justice, so I can settle myself down. Real quick thoughts, man, overall on this matchup for you, 20.
You know what? I enjoy them, man. I want them to get a little more difficult, a little more, we have to think about it a little more, man, because that just shows how much we're investing into the phrase,
Yeah.
So I enjoy it. Like I can't wait to kind of like dissect both of them and kind of give a revamp on, really what they mean, and then really put them against each other. Because that's why we did this tournament. We want these tough ones so we can kind of like get down to like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be everybody. Everybody can't hoist the trophy, dog. Like, it can't be, there's only so many MVPs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though a lot of people have a great season, there's only so many MVPs. All right, let's get into a blessing in disguise. Dre, from the Expression Appraisal team and Mental Potential Unlock podcast. What's up?
Before you do that, let me just make one more statement about
For sure.
that, Mario. I just want to say, I think after last year's Cut Through the Chase winning out, I felt like it helps us take it a little bit more like serious. We're investing a little bit more in it because it was a sense of, this was just going to win just because, you know what I mean? But now it's like, it's a lot of variables that gets these phrases to the top, and we're just enjoying that journey just as much as watching the phrases and going through it.
That's real, man. That's real. Like I be leaning in like, damn, like how I feel about it. Right. Really is not like, it's not really that much of an impact. Like not really.
Yeah, we're starting to see that. We're starting to see it a lot. Huh?
Yeah. We're seeing it more and more and more and more. That it's not really, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that because, like you said, allows us to be a part of the journey a little bit more thorough, bro.
Right.
To me, at least. So I'm rocking with it. So back to this week's matchup, number 9, Blessing in Disguise. The meaning of that is an apparent misfortune that eventually has good results. So now that we are in round 2 and we got 9 versus 8, these are all top tier graded phrases based on our grading rubric. So a Blessing in Disguise came in at a B+ overall, and me, 20, and Dre got into it with those grades. So let's see how Blessing in Disguise got a B+. I hit him with the power grade for that episode. Let's see what I was talking about. Look, now, anything that is attached to the church and God is going to shake the fucking room up. It's going to have people fucked up. And truth be told, the connection that 20 made with Henrietta Lacks shows how impactful that is, because we're not rioting on behalf of her family because Blessing in Disguise is thrown on it. Even as bad as that is, I have to say that's powerful, and that's an A+. Man, I came A+. Even though, if we want to remember, even though I'm like, Blessing in Disguise is whack.
Right.
It's whack.
Yeah, I was about to say that as well. Yeah, you didn't mess with it.
I don't. I don't. A blessing's a blessing's a blessing's a blessing, and you can do whatever you want to do to sleep at night on it. But a blessing, that's how I'm going to probably feel until a true Blessing Disguise hits me. But you hit him with like standing over me, like Martin Luther King punched me in the chest. That's not like that. Like I'm looking up and that's Dr. King. Like hit me in the chest like that. You hit him with the speed though. So let's see what that speed talking about.
I'll probably write it down.
Blessing in Disguise. I'll give it a B. I was gonna go lower just on personal, petty reasons, but nah, I'm gonna give it a B. Blessing in Disguise. It's easy to say, even though it's not short. It's not as short. Like when you write it out, it'll probably take up the whole line, but it still flows. The flow of it is a really good one once you get it started. It's not tricky words. It's not words that are more tongue twisters. It's just blessing in disguise.
Yeah. B. So you brought it down based on it being an A+, but it is. There are pleasant words, man. They are very pleasant words, bro. Like they go together, I guess, in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah. I feel like they go together because of the phrase.
Because of that, yeah, it's like it's wrapped up nicely, which is probably why that's why it keeps going. It's wrapped up very nicely. All right, let's see what Dre said with the overall guest preference.
I'm gonna average the two, and I'm gonna give it a B+. For one, I mean, for the power, it does have a little power to it, and I understand it. The speed of it, you can actually be, listening to somebody or something happen, and that can tell the whole story. It was a blessing in disguise. Come straight out. You ain't even got to say too much after you say that. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B+.
And he came with a B+. So I was the one that hated it the most, came with the highest grade, but that's my hatred for it, or my not rocking with it, comes from the fact that it's so powerful to me. So where you at with it, man? Where you at with it where as it stands with the refresher? B+.
I think I'm at the same. I'm at the same. Only just because you're willing to stand where you are. It helps me stand where I am, because you do make a valid point when it comes to a blessing, man. A blessing is just a blessing. But then again, I was the one that came up with the Henrietta example.
Yes.
So it's like,
yes,
that's the overall and true of making a statement. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yes, there's moments that are going to keep it alive. Yeah. Well, it's going against another one that I'm like, meh. It's number 8. Hindsight is 2020. My dog Myron was on that. Your arch nemesis, the anti-hero, Myron to your hero. Myron was on that episode. We got into it. It was a great episode.
Blackout.
The meaning for that is the full knowledge and complete understanding that one has about an event only after it has happened. And that, even the meaning right there, I'm like, that doesn't happen. That doesn't even happen as often as this phrase is said. So I'm going to leave it. But it came in at a B+. Once again, I came with the power. So let's see what I was on with the power. It's a powerful phrase. It sticks. It don't even have a lot of history, but I think the right guy said it at the right time. And it has enough truth to it. It has enough almost like motivation to it too. It gives people, like we talked about, a cop out if you weak. And it gives people an actual like goal to reach to if you got the juice to actually make Hindsight 2020. So I'm gonna give it an A+ on impact. It's one of them ones. Dog, I be betraying myself like that. You said it before, but the system,
that doesn't sound like you are.
The system. The system is above me, dog. Okay, the system is above my feeling. Okay. The system is the system. And if I'm grading it based on the system, I have to be honest about that. And that's just where it sits. Right. And I'm honest about it. All right, you hit the speed again. Let's see what you had to say, brother.
I'll give that a B+. I'll give Hindsight 2020 a B+. Only because, like I said, the power really helps it out. And it sticks. So B+.
B+. Yeah, you was as fast as the joint on that one. I was like, damn, you really. But we talked in depth, and like it just flows. And your name is in the thing, B+. I don't know. Right? Do you want to add anything?
Huh?
Do you want to add anything today to that?
No, I'm just kidding. No. You know what it is? It's just like it's just a situation where it's relevant. It's still relevant. It's one of those ones that you can get behind because once you call it out, like, how about this? It's one of those ones that only can be called out.
Like you don't think you're doing it. You don't think that this is what you're doing. Like you actually believe, like, man, you know, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. You get what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's real. To me, and this might be a little foreshadowing. It leans to jack of all trades, because jack of all trades is another thing that's like it's happening. It's happening not more than it's said, but it's like it's a witnessable phenomena. It's witnessable.
Yeah.
More than I'm saying. You just saying it.
Right.
Word.
Right.
Word. All right, then, man. I gotta get to the opinion part of this. We set it up. B+ versus B+ as equal of two phrases as you can have. It was all expression appraisal team grades. So this is, we didn't have nobody outside the club rating. It was all expert grades. That's how 9 versus 8. Now let's make a case for these. 20, do you want to set us up with blessing in disguise?
Sure. You know me, bro.
I do know you. That's why when I ask you, I'm like, it really just, I've decided, and you go with it. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Make your case. 1 minute and go.
All right, blessing in disguise. The only case I can make for that is that, hey, man, you're getting a blessing. You're getting a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like whether the circumstances are not the ones that you're looking for or that you feel like should go with the blessing. I mean, you're getting a blessing. So those are the things that when people say you got to be grateful. Grateful. You got to be grateful. Oh, yeah. So you just couldn't have got it. You couldn't have got it anyway, or you probably wouldn't have gotten it before, or whatever the case may be. If you believe that, then I feel like this is one of those phrases that has a little bit more of a hold on you. You get what I mean? Like if you really believe that things are pretty much destined, you know what I mean? Then it won't hit you as much because you feel like, hey, it's either going to happen or it's going to happen. Not really the disguise is going to be the reason why. It's just really what you believe and how you look at it.
Man, yes. Yep. I like that. I like where you took that in terms of destiny versus like, all right, here we go. My turn. Blessing in disguise. Let me first I'm pulling up the definition. So an apparent misfortune that eventually has good results. So that's where the only place that you can kind of start somewhere, because I'll start with what is a apparent misfortune, like tripping over yourself and then finding $100 where you failed, right, or something like that. That's a blessing. You're telling me that's a blessing in disguise, and not just, oh man, I found $100. Like you have to combine the two. You have to, or is it just a blessing that I found $100? Like you got to bring the other side with it. I don't know. I don't think so. But people say yes. People say yes to the point where it's like, I don't know if I can just have a life that doesn't have some suffering attached to my blessing. And I hate that, bro. I hate where he's like, I gotta find some type of champion story to come with this blessing. Nah, man, just take the blessings. They come. That's how I feel about it. So that's why this shit.
Yeah, that's true though, man.
Yeah.
That's true. Like that's why I'm torn between it, because it's like, with that being said, it's like, damn, I just can't get a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Just can't get a blessing?
And that would suck, bro. And that would suck to only get blessings in disguises.
Imagine if those were the only ones that were coming.
The only ones that you were getting. Imagine that.
Imagine that. And some people do. That's the thing. Some people sit around like, I can only wait until it sucks before fuck all that, bro. I'm sorry. All right, man. Let's go. Hindsight Is 2020. You ready? Here we go.
No, even though I love the phrase, I love how it sounds. You know what I'm saying? I just don't find myself using it as much as I thought I did. Even after the show, just really knowing the phrase and stuff like that, it still didn't help me use it at all. Like I get the times where people have done it, and you see the memes and you see the videos all the time about people, after the fact saying, "Oh, I knew this was going to go down," but it's like in common everyday usage, it's not really like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? People aren't really sitting up here trying to brag on how they knew something was going to go down, or how they know this plan, and if you go this way, it's going to work out like that, or if whatever the case may be. People aren't really doing that no more. They're not really projecting, after the fact that they knew something was going to do.
No, it actually is a lot of like on to the next. It is a lot of like
it's
that.
Really, yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh, that was great. The most they'll be like, oh, he had it in him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The only nigga that's hindsight 2020, not even because LeBron is on some like, I knew it. It's not even 2020. It was 2020 at the time, and I'm just telling you, I saw it at the time. That's actually more relevant now, I think. Like, I knew that was going to happen as opposed to I see clearly now that it happened.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, this person is capable of doing this.
Yeah, but not actually seeing it clearer. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're doing it, just because someone is capable of doing something and then they do it, doesn't mean that you saw them do it.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I knew they would do this.
Yes. And able to, no. And after it happening, saying like, nope. All right, man. Yeah. I'm with you, and you got me riled up. Hindsight 2020. Now, you just heard me talk about blessing in disguise. I'm coming with the definition of hindsight is 2020 as well. The full knowledge and complete understanding that one has about an event only after it has happened. This happens so non-frequently. Like, that's why the Twitter expression, like, go to therapy is so like popular to say to people in defense or in offense, really, because there's so many people that are experiencing things and are not able to see it clearly after it happened. Even though this phrase is out here doing numbers, supposedly, and it clearly is, like, but it's not happening. Like 20 said in his, like, more people are saying like, I told you so, as opposed to, I'm seeing it clearly because I experienced it or because I witnessed it happen. But people aren't reflecting and doing that. Hindsight isn't 2020. Foresight for people isn't 2020. So when they look back, it's still blurry. They're still being terrible people in situations that they could learn from. I'm not with it. Both of the phrases I'm not with, and that's where I sit. So when I make my choice, it's really awesome. Which one can I live with the most?
Right.
That's it. Which one of these can I live with the most, bro? Because both of these make me want to argue. Both of them. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna let you go so I can I'm gonna let you choose which one so I don't just start arguing with myself right now. Who you got, bro? Who you got?
The suspense.
But this is legit, bro. This is legit.
I'm going to go. You know what the crazy thing about this right now? Because I'm fighting with myself. The reason why it's taking so long, because it's like now I want to be right as opposed to which one I want to win.
Now we're in the conflict of our choice.
The conflict of going against ourselves. Because I'm like, which one do I think is going to win, as opposed to which one do I want to win?
Yeah.
And I feel like a blessing in disguise is the one that I'm going with. A blessing in disguise is the one that I'm going with. I just feel like popular wise, it has it. Saying wise, it has it. Just a small, like, notch over hindsight. Yeah. So blessing in disguise.
Okay.
And I honestly battled with it until you stamped it. I
saw it. I really saw it. I'm like creeping to the button, like.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead before I change.
Exactly. Look, man. Look, like, thank you again. I won't argue. That actually helped me too. The one I can live the most with is blessing in disguise. Here's why. I'm on board with 20. It's not rigged. Here's why. Like, I have two very real reasons that are the only reasons that it's going over hindsight is 2020. The only reasons. One, because the heathens came out for going to hell in a handbasket. So the Saints,
Yeah, they did,
the Saints got to come out for blessing in
bro.
disguise. The Saints got to come out for blessing in disguise. Where you at, Saints? I know you're going to come out for blessings in disguise. Two, because this phrase, at least somebody's getting something out of it if it
At least
happens.
somebody gets something out of it.
In
Yes,
hindsight
bro.
is 2020. It's happening so infrequently, and people are saying, like, even when it's said wrong, nobody, like, hardly you're getting something out of it. At least if blessing in disguise is not even in disguise. Like the wrong usage of it to me is blessing, which means positive, something positive happening. With hindsight is 2020, if you're not actually reflecting, you're still out here being a sucky person. You're still out here not learning from your mistakes. I'm not going with it. I'm not trying to keep that alive. Y'all vote for blessing in disguise. I'm going with that.
Amen.
Amen. Saints. 20,
Amen.
man. Before we get out of here, anything you got to leave them with?
Nah, man, just be yourself, man. Be yourself, be you. You know what I'm saying? Stay true to yourself. And that's the only way you can be true to others. I really feel that way.
Man, what a message. What a message. Then you won't have to be that much into hindsight 2020 or your blessings of being disguised. All right, man, you know where to vote. This will drop on YouTube, appraisethephrase.com on the homepage. Click it, vote it, do your thing. You can find us on the Underdog Podcast Network, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all the platforms, on IG, the Appraise the Phrase Show, on Twitter, the ATP Show. You can vote on both those platforms as well. And remember that we're in round 2 of the tournament. Even now, especially now, that value is in the eye of the appraiser. Don't y'all blow this one. All right, y'all. Till next week.
Yeah, like.